I was walking around looking at just anything that caught my eye, and everyone knows Monaco. It's like for the people anyway, so they were showing it off. But it turns out right next to it, they were showing off Lead Over Fire. But it's in the same style. I love how they do this. He's known for kind of taking complicated game mechanics and reducing them down to like 1 or 2 button types.
Sure.
Simplifying the crap out of them. That's pretty much what Monaco is.
Like a complicated heist game made simple and frantic and fun.
That's exactly right. It's kind of like this real-time strategy, RTS style, like StarCraft, but he reduced it to 2 buttons. It's the same thing where you have to start building your foundation. With this one, you're slaughtering pigs to get products, then you can start raising units. Units are ridiculous. You start out with like rats. You can move on to flying donkeys, and you're attacking the other person's base to ultimately defeat them.
All right. Well, I also saw an animal-themed game called Berserkers.
Go on.
It's a competitive local action game where 4 players play armadillos, of course, and these armadillos are rolling around this map. And these maps are kind of laid out in such a way where they encourage like kind of like continuous looping around through like common like choke points and that type of thing. The twist here is that you're all trying to run away from a murderous panda bear. You're all rolling around, and your basic ability is, as armadillos, you can kind of like dig this little trench in the ground that creates this kind of like dirt wall that actually blocks off these other players. So when 2 of you are trying to run away from a bear, and the other player's a little bit farther behind, you can seal him off at a choke point, and he's stuck, and the bear comes and devours him, and he loses a life. So the whole thing is just about like finding like these movement patterns throughout the map and just trying to sabotage other players.
This is really a show for the people. It's about seeing things that you might not have ever seen before, weird experiences, and I had a hell of a weird experience seeing a game unlike any other. It was called Sound Self. Robin Arnault is kind of known for making these pretty whimsical style games that are supposed to make you look internally and think about life, deep stuff. It's hard to do that at PAX. Bear with me here.
Okay.
Oh,
I get it, yeah.
Bear with me here.
Topical.
So, and I laid down on a subwoofer on my back. I put a device around my neck that gauged my vocal cords and Oculus on my eyes, and then a headphones. My voice was changing the game dynamics and telling me to chant to kind of influence the sounds and sights that were happening to me, all based on my tone and the inflections of my voice. I asked him what kind of reactions he's been getting from people, and he said most of the time people don't know how to react because they're so like blown away by this weird experience that they're really not sure what to say. He's actually had people come out of it crying. He's had people coming out of it excited or like super zenned out, and it was unlike anything else that I've ever experienced. Like very interesting visual colors with a unique experience for me, and I think that's something cool that most people probably don't ever get to experience at PAX.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that I really like about the Indie Megabooth is that you can find those weird off-kilter, offbeat games. Like I found one called The Magic Circle. It is a video game about making video games, which is already super meta. And so this game is actually about like this legendary vaporware product that's just like exists in the ether and has just never been finished. And you get into it and you're a player in this world and you actually like hear dialogue between 2 different developers working on it, and they're constantly bickering with each other. Suddenly, out of nowhere, this voice appears who tells you, you know what? This is a great opportunity. You need to take advantage of this situation. You can actually finish this game or just sabotage it if you want to. Doesn't matter, it's up to you. It's a world that's ready to be exploited.
Interesting.
So that manifests itself in very interesting ways. Like any object in the game, you can actually like freeze it and then like jump into its AI profile and actually like swap out its different kind of like alliances and abilities and things like that. So like one thing I did in the game was take these like little dog creatures that start attacking you, instantly jump in, turn them friendly, make them my pals, and then maybe on 1 or 2 of them, I removed their ability to walk, took that kind of ground transportation profile, pocketed it, went to a mushroom, gave it the ability to walk, and suddenly I have like a small army of dogs and mushrooms to do my bidding. But that's just like a really small part of it. Like, you actually use this stuff to solve really complex environmental puzzles. So it all builds up in really interesting ways. And I was talking to the guys, and they said that like it's still very possible for players to break the game, but that's also kind of the fun for them.
Is that also possibly a way to win, because you can sabotage the game by breaking?
He told me it's a game where you can either finish it or you can cancel the game. So I feel like there are different pathways you can take, but once you actually sit down and play it and it all kind of starts to click, you realize this game is really cool and it's doing something totally crazy. I don't know if it has any mass market appeal because it's so meta and inside baseball, but I had a blast playing it.
That's awesome. It seems like that is a theme here at PAX. I've seen a lot of games that are in their like infant stages. They're not ready yet.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that they're even showing some of them because they're like very early art stage, but it's about the experience and just enjoying the game. And you're right, a lot of these games might not ever be in stores, but it's about that true PAX experience of trying something new and getting a really good story out of it.